hello, and welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. Okay, in our housewife triple header, we're on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode 11, The Weight of Words. I saw this title and I was not expecting what happened at the end. I don't know why I was thinking Kyle was gonna say something, or maybe even Sutton was gonna say something stupid. But damn. Even
No,
I was at Erica.
okay. Yeah, like, uh,
It
yeah, yeah. I was just like, no,
how did they let that go through?
because it was honest, and they knew it would cause people something. People would feel something. I'll put it that way.
Oh my god. Well, anyway, y'all, let me see if I can do a quick summary on this. At the top of the show, we find out that three of the ladies, Garcelle, Lisa, and Erica, have all gotten sick from C19, so they are sequestered away from the rest of the group, and they miss Kyle's fundraiser luncheon for Jamie Lee Curtis's foundation or charity. That is all tied in with Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, because that's a favorite charity of Kyle for many years.
Mm-hmm.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, they worked together in the Halloween movies from the start. And we have some pettiness going on during the luncheon. It was just so annoying. So annoying. Let's see. Next we see that luncheon went on for about half of this episode, which was far too long for me.
Way too long.
Um
It was the re saying chic all the way through. That was
that
hilarious.
was annoying. No, it was annoying. It really was. Like, you don't get much airtime, and that's what you wasted on saying
This is chic.
amazing to a cup.
It was chic. Everything was chic. That was the killing part. Everything was chic. And they were looking at Dorit like, okay,
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. She's. I'm so disappointed in her. It's
right?
disappointed in her. Next we see Diana and her little boyfriend planning the Christmas party at her house. Um, I don't know why I feel like the angles that they shoot in this house does not give it a sense of space that it should have. Like, her house seems really cramped to me. Like, her backyard seems like nothing. The house, I just wonder how they shoot it, because that house has to be larger than that.
Right. No, I get what you say about the angle, because you know what it is. If you notice, if I trying to think if I'm remembering correctly, if I'm remembering this correctly, they always shoot her house at angles, not straight on.
Yeah, because like her house just seems teeny to me from the way how they shoot it.
I think you're right. I think it was more the angles versus shooting it straight on. And if you notice, they don't do. Oh, I want to say panoramic, not panoramic.
Mhm.
They don't give
They
it a
don't do a
wide,
wide shot.
right.
Yeah. It's just annoying. Like, she has an amazing home. I just wish, like, can we get Architectural Digest in there or something? Make it seem like a little bit bigger or something? I don't know.
Right. To show it to its full. You're not showing it to
Oh,
its full potential, its full grandeur, so to speak.
no. No. And then that when they were prepping for the party, that little boy was so irritating to me. So irritating. Like, he would not shut up. Anywho. Hey, everybody in the chat. Hey, Sunway. Hey, Ryan. Hey, Ebony. Hey, Susan. Welcome. Next we see. Oh, we find out it's the day of the party and everyone's getting ready, and we find out that Dorit can't come because PK tested positive, so she's in isolation. Erica, like, this was a lot of wasted time. This was all fart and no shit. Lastly, it's the day of the party. Everybody's getting ready. They show up to the house. She filled that house full of crap decor. It was a waste. It looked cluttered and discombobulated, but okay. And then she came downstairs, meaning Diana, in a sparkly, sequenced, hefty bag that Missy Elliott, circa 1990 something, would have loved. And then we have the conversations. Kathy Hilton arrives. Garcelle makes a return after being sick. So did Lisa. So did Erica. Crystal was in a cute little micro mini dress. I loved her outfit. But then that cringeworthy conversation that started with Garcelle, Crystal, and Erica and ended with just Erica and Crystal, and whoa. Anywho, that was it for my summary. Again, nonsense at the front.
Right. It was good to see Kathy back. Kathy and her phone is just her phone should be tied to her wrist.
Yeah, the lunch with Kyle. I don't pay too much attention with Kyle. Sorry.
No, I get it, but it's hilarious that she just always losing her phone. Like, she'll go on, she uses her iPad and she'll go on the iPad and go on Instagram to tell Kyle, "Call me, I lost my phone." That is just hilarious to me.
But here's the thing, though. Remember, Kyle said, "When I call you, it just goes to voicemail." Does that mean that she's blocked, or that the phone is dead?
Probably dead because she's lost it.
Dorit calling cups chic shows me that her burglars were set up. Oh, Ebony.
Oh, not the burglars.
Oh my God.
Not the setup burglars.
Hey, Nisei. Hey, Kira. Oh my God. Baked potato with caviar. Let me tell you, she dumped half of that bowl of the caviar on top of that potato. I was like, wow. That's a fucking expensive potato.
Right.
And this is how they have it at such and such restaurant in Paris. Really? I'm not a fan of caviar. I'm not a big fish person. And caviar is just a little too raw for me. But yeah, that I don't know if I could have done. Maybe a little bit, but not the amount that she threw on there. My God! And why was she walking around her house in sunglasses?
She put the caviar on the potato like it was sour cream.
For real?
She really did. I was like, okay.
Do we have time for a call-in? Do we, Jamal? Do we want to drop the link?
Yeah, we could drop the link real quick. I mean, this is a quick episode.
Yeah. What did you think of what Erica did though with Crystal? I mean, I'm not a fan of Crystal, but I thought that was way inappropriate.
I'm just like, do you not know you don't say that to someone with an eating disorder? No. My mouth was kind of open. I'm like, you know better, or you should know better. You don't say that.
Was she like comparing tips? Because at one point I thought I heard her say, well, like when I want to get rid of it, I just use a laxative.
Yeah, I think she called herself being helpful, but given the dynamics and what we know, you just don't say something like that because it reinforces their mindset.
Mm-mm-mm. Hello, love. How are you today?
Hi, thank you for listening to my request because it
Mhm.
wasn't a jam-packed episode,
No.
but Diana has been itching my taint and I just can't deal with her. Um,
Oh my goodness.
and Erica, I see her. I've always seen her. We've all seen her, and she is
Hmm.
still going down this path.
She's
But
just
that was
switched
bad though.
directions, though.
That was bad. I was sitting there like, what? Like you don't say something like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. I can't. I was looking like someone stop this quickly. Someone stop this. Anybody tackle Erica. Get her a drink. Do
Hmm.
No,
something.
don't tackle her. I think I heard some people were annoyed at the last episode of Garcelle saying we like you need to figure out the meds and the alcohol because some people
Hmm.
thought that was giving her a pass and Garcelle was telling her not to talk to her children or any children like that. But for me
Hmm.
personally, I feel like that's a red flag. I know what you're doing, and now I've told you you need to figure this out. So now, if she comes to the reunion and says, "Oh well, I was just on the well, she said she changed it. I was on the Xanax or whatever," and I was like, "No, overly drinking, all that kind of stuff," and I was just like out of my mind. Well, you can't use that
Hmm.
excuse now because someone's already brought up that you're acting out of character because you said you're mixing your alcohol and your pills. So that no
Yeah.
Yeah.
longer is
Not
an excuse to me now because someone has told you like you need to get this under control.
like you're
Hmm.
willfully like you're will. As if someone's pointed it
Yes.
out to you when you do it afterwards. It's like you're willfully doing this
Yeah.
because you know people will give you a pass. I think that's
And
what
that,
she's going for.
but it's also a true sign of friendship and concern. Like, what kind of human are you if you don't say something?
Something.
Right.
Because
Something.
I
it
mean,
just
But
I just want to add, I think that almost every season, someone has a drinking problem. At least with this franchise, they talk about it. Well, they
or
talk about it in New
pills,
Jersey too.
drinking or
Yes,
pills. I think
yes,
they
they
flip
do.
flop. Hmm.
They do have a problem, but so I don't think people should make a big deal if Garcelle brings it out because they always brought it out and it was really bad. I think that they really dragged Kim when she was on. And I think that when Kim was on with her alcohol problem, and I
Hmm.
think that Kyle should definitely be like, oh yeah, we should think about that, should talk about that. But Kyle's not gonna step away. And I just had one more thing. I was
Hmm.
done with Kyle. The episode that Kathy Hilton came to her house, that they went away to the house. I forget where it's at in Arizona, or was it Arizona? I don't know. Anyway, and when Kyle made lasagna with onions, I was
Yes.
like, I've never heard that in my life, and I'm done with you, Kyle. I don't care what you do. But
I have a question for Kyle. For here's my thing with Kyle. Kyle, like to me, she's just there at this point. I'm not mad at that. Okay, you've been there, and sometimes she'll make some good points, and then she'll revert to like, okay, now I don't like you. But my problem with her is this: you were so willing to throw your sister under the bus on international TV, but y'all have an issue with Garcelle bringing up Erica mixing pills and alcohol when you all see this. With Kim,
and she's
people,
saying it.
right? Everyone didn't say with Kim. Not everyone saw it. Everyone see what was going on with Erica, but you have an issue with Garcelle speaking out and saying, "Hey, you need to get that together." But you had no issue throwing your own sister just clean. I mean, clean under the bus with premium gasoline in the tank. I mean, I'm
and
sorry.
Renda was malicious when she said she's almost to death. That's malicious. That's horrible.
But listen, Kyle's natural instinct is to sweep Kim's issues under a rug. That's what her and Kathy and Kim do. And that's how their mother trained them. When she got in that limousine in the first season and said, and you're an alcoholic. That was a huge mistake. It was memorable, but it was a huge mistake. Their family has always been taught sweep things under the rug and ignore it, and that's the pattern that she's followed, and that's why Kim is where she's at now. Garcelle is the opposite. Garcelle is like, I'm going to tackle this straight on and I'm not going to give up on you, and that's how she dealt with her son, and I think that's how she wants to approach things with Erica. like let's get this out in the open and call a spade a spade. And I think it's a clash of two different types of mentality or family dynamics. It's interesting.
Oh,
Are we
which
watching?
also brings me to some other points.
Oh,
Does
hi,
no one
sorry.
realize that Kyle somewhat treats Sutton like she did Kim? Kyle was very much so physically aggressive with Kim. Kyle was very much so, oh, you cannot say that. Even if someone was coming for Kim and Kim hadn't did anything, once Kim stood up for herself, you can't say that, Kim. Why would you say that? Oh my God, running away out the door with the cape. And I feel like it's a thing of like, because even if Kim's, aside from Kim's issues, like Kim is also quirky, and I feel like Sutton's also very quirky, and it's this weird thing of seeing her like. Because I think people don't realize, like, I feel like Sutton is almost just as wealthy, maybe a little bit under or maybe a little bit over than Diana. But Sutton has her wealth in a different way, or like exudes her wealth in a different way. And I almost feel like some of the women think that Sutton is too weird and too awkward to live the life that she lives. And so to combat that, they treat her as if she is this social awkward person who dare opens her mouth and speaks.
Interesting.
Because Kyle had no problems when Sutton was every time she hosted an event, giving them $1,200 bags and on a private plane to New York to see Eric and all that kind of stuff. But once Sutton tries to speak up for herself and tries to own her space, all of a sudden, how dare you speak?
Well, I think they also thought she would fall in line.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and she kind of didn't. Oh, Lord.
Right, because she was brought in by one of the Fox Force 5, the leader, Miss Lisa Rinna. So Lisa kind of like, okay, since I brought you in this, you just gonna be on my side always. And Sutton's like, no, I have a mind of my own. And then Rinna didn't do that, but Rinna does this with every friend she brings on the show.
Everyone.
Everyone. Like the proof is in the footage. So
I think that Rinna has this really perverse sense of she enjoys taking down people who she thinks are above her. She likes watching the takedown. Like Diana,
right.
She brings on Diana, and then you're bringing up this book, and you're like, Rinna knows the rumors with this book, and Rinna was in the book, and somehow so you're still bringing your friend on, and you're going to also try to talk about the book. And then Sutton was so rich. Sutton has an all-exclusive pass to the Dolce & Gabbana apartment in New York. He's bringing Rinna there. She's so rich, and now this season, all of a sudden, you're saying that she's lying about paying for a table at a charity event.
Exactly.
But that's typical Rinna behavior. Oh my goodness. But is anyone noted? I know I don't miss Rinna. She hasn't been strongly featured in quite a few episodes, and it's been great. It's like Lisa Who.
Did you guys see that? But you guys see on Twitter that what they did with the screen time? Let me see if I actually took a screenshot.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Which is why she's losing her mind. She's losing her mind on internet.
Yes.
Every week she's losing it.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I think I took a screenshot. I'm not
She's
sure.
almost tied with Crystal as the least amount of screen time. Wow. And then she went off the rails with regards to not having enough memorial time for her mother. Well, her mother wasn't a housewife.
Yeah, I got that screenshot. I cannot. Oh shoot.
She definitely have to retract her. She had to retract that. She must have got a call from Bravo because she came back and said, "Oh no, they did a great job." She had to retract it. She went back and retract that.
She sure did do that. I'm like, oh. They probably told you excuse you? What? Hold up.
Well, that's a second retraction this season.
Yeah. Is it? The Dubai, this one. I'm trying to think if there was one before that. I find it strange though, because also it's Rinna was the same person on the TV talking about how she lives far away from her mom and they don't really see each other every once in a while. I thought
that was very strange too. I'm like, you don't even live with your mom. You left her well over 20 years ago. Not like you just don't have a love for your mom, but the amount of sorrow, she just doesn't have a very close relationship with her mom. And I just felt it was a little put on. I hate to say that was her mom. And no matter what, you love your mom. Some people. But I just think that was such a show. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. Her mom lived states away. She saw her twice a year or something like that. That's what she said. I'm not making it up. She said that when she first brought her mom on to show us, this is my mom, this is my dad, and she brought her father on.
Right, but when she saw that people started liking Lois,
Yes.
then she tried to monopolize on top of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Bitch.
I don't want to over talk to him because I did say that Diana was itching my taint, and I wanted to explain why I said that earlier. I'm annoyed that she is now sitting in Kyle's house trying to rewrite history on why she's upset with Sutton. We are not going to pretend like all of her issues started with Sutton because Sutton was trying to ask her, why would you send this rude text message and you were supposed to be on bed rest? She had an issue with Sutton as soon as she came on the show. Sutton was tagging classes for trying to say, no, I did pay for this table. I did pay for your seats. Then Sutton was clumsy with her words. And then she got upset because Sutton slightly raised her voice. I'm sorry, she did not scream, slightly raised her voice at her when you interrupted in a conversation about something that happened last year and another conversation that happened this year that you also were not at. And then she apologized and you accepted it. And then you got on the plane saying you were bleeding, all that kind of stuff, but you still had time to be petty. And then we get home and then you write this long message about how you had to have 4 surgeries to save your uterus and you're bleeding and you shouldn't have gone to Mexico and da-da-da, Garcelle's name spelled wrong. And I don't want her to think I'm rude. And then you still show up to the party afterwards. And now I'm asking you, you say, you were on bed rest, but now you're here. I'm confused. And then you oh, I had a dead baby, which means that you are trying to use that as I feel like you have a right to question someone about something petty. Even if it's something serious, if you're using it to be petty to people and to be rude to people, that does not give you an excuse then. And so she's like, I had a dead baby. And then Sam was like, I mean, but you're still here. And then Sutton did backtrack and was like, okay, well, if you're really hurt, I'm sorry, I can really empathize with that because I had the blah, blah, blah. Also about the whole father situation when her and Garcelle were the only 2 people who had a conversation with her about her life that was not tied to money. She's had an issue since then. So now all of a sudden you get to this table after you told Dorit that she discussed you and revolts you and you had to go scrub her off of you. Now all of a sudden you're weepy and I was the bleeding, I had the tequila, it made me had me blood thinning and all this kind of stuff, and I shouldn't have sent that text message. You should go apologize to Garcelle then. You made this a group issue when you sent out that rude text message to the group to be petty.
Yeah, she's not going to apologize to Garcelle. She looks down on Garcelle. She looks down on all these.
I wonder how old she is. I know a lot of women are having babies older. She's
49. Old. She's a year younger than
48, 49. She's like 48, 49.
And I think she's 49 because when women have miscarriages, aren't they a little bit more emotional about it? She doesn't seem emotional, and you don't have to always cry, but I don't see any emotion in her confessions. I don't see her saying anything like this was really hard and like almost in tear kind of emotion. You would think that, especially if it was so recent and she's so in pain, I should see a tear or some type of emotion. And you don't blame it on like this is her background, because that don't matter. You're still a human being. I don't see any emotion from her at all, or just this was a cold person to bring on. And I think we all were happy to see. I don't know. We had a little bit of a different opening when EJ came on, because she was slightly cold too, but she still was a little relatable at some points. This one is like, it's hard to even like her. I don't even know. Not that we need to like her, but geez, she's not even adding dynamic for us to be like, okay, well,
she's not entertaining.
Yeah, she's not.
What is the timeline? Hey, does anybody know the timeline of her miscarriage?
No, because she told Kyle 5 months, and now she's been bleeding for 8 weeks. Which like medically, it does. You can obviously it takes up to you can be up to 3 years from postpartum, all that kind of stuff. But I am foggy on the timeline. And I guess really though the only reason why that matters is because she's using this as a reason for her behavior.
Yeah, that was the only reason why I asked about that. So Ablavi, chime in here. What are your thoughts on Beverly Hills?
I love watching this show. This reminds me of the Plastics Housewives edition. It just makes me chuckle and laugh. I need storylines to make sense. That old witch, Diana, did not have listen, I'm going to need y'all to stop this. When you're in your 50s, stop playing games about getting pregnant. Just get a surrogate like everybody else. And those ain't her eggs either. Oh. I'm just tired of this. Like, I think it's ridiculous. Like, I understand you want to be a mother again. And I really want her to discuss about her and her bisexual boyfriend. Is that her fiance or the boyfriend? Because I know
fiance.
I thought it said husband. At the party.
Fiance.
Yeah.
Well, I need him and Sergio to get together, and then that could really be a storyline. We could intermingle Dubai and Beverly Hills.
You're a
Oh my
mess.
God.
That ain't no straight man. Look, I was looking at him. He was a model. If you get it, you get it.
I don't really like if he's bisexual, whatever. But I get the whole like he's younger, but like there doesn't like how Caroline and Sergio is. There doesn't seem to be a chemistry. Like, what do you all talk about? What do you all enjoy together? He acts like one of her children in the scene.
He's a boy toy. He's paid to come
Right.
rock her boat for an hour a day, and then tell her she's the most beautiful crypt keeper
He's a
of them
sugar
all.
baby. He's a sugar baby.
No, because a sugar baby can go home. He's on retreat.
So he's trapped there at the estate.
Yeah, but he lives good. He can sleep with his boyfriend, while she ain't there. But I think she joins in. I think Diana is a freak because she's been sucking and licking since she was 22.
Oh Lord.
She's an old time garden too. For those of you in the UK, she done gone through the Premier League.
Well,
No, not the Premier League.
What do you
Yes.
think about the CEO's comment? Him and Kyle's husband should get together. That's a storyline.
I think Mauricio likes to be the prettiest one when he sleeps with a man, allegedly. He gives me that vibe. Like he don't want to be with a man prettier than him.
Oh my God.
But also, I need them to talk before this storyline. I need them to talk about how he was scamming in Africa and all of his lawsuits in the United States about him doing bad deals and underhandedness. I need them to talk about that first.
Who, Asher?
No, Mauricio.
Oh, you mean that that deal that he did with the house and he was both agents?
Yes,
With that
and how he was
gentleman from
scamming a village in
No,
Africa.
he wasn't both agents. What it was is
Or
he
knew?
was selling. Okay, so he was selling the house as the agent, right?
Uh-huh.
But he was also part of the group who won the bid on the house, which was not the top offer.
Okay.
That's what he did. That
Yeah,
was a whole mess.
Yeah, he had knowledge on both sides
Yeah.
that he
He
should
was.
have. Okay.
Yeah, he was part of the group. He was part of the group that was trying to buy the property,
Yikes.
like legit.
and bought
So
it
he's
under the asking price. Like I need them to
right.
talk about that first.
It wasn't even the top. It wasn't even the top offer. That was what. That's what got him in trouble. That's what got him caught because it wasn't the top offer.
And he didn't disclose it earlier on that he was going to be one of the
Nope.
buyers.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to
So-
discuss
I
that
don't feel
because
bad. No. That prime minister was scamming and scheming and cutting up, and he had to sell that and lose his job. Scammers is not an issue for me. No.
And the PP loans, and let's not forget the PPP loans. But that's a whole nother kill of fish. Like Marisa, where the PPP loans go? We just need to know. We're just curious. Kyle.
To do that.
What I want to
And
talk
Kyle.
about is I don't know if you picked on this, but I don't understand why people like Kathleen, considering the children she raised, and that's all I'm going to say. But I'm confused as to why Rena gets so much backlash and Kathy is beloved when they're the same person.
In what way?
They both have questionable ways in which they discuss race and race relations.
Okay, let me think about it. I think in a sense of like it's true, but I don't know all of Kathy's things. I do know about the children, which were a little further along. So I guess the reason why Rena gets the heat is because she is like enacting it right at this moment in time, and also while she's like directly in the spotlight of this show.
It could also be a likability factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much really what it comes down to. And I do have a question. How does Indus know Paris?
Yeah, that
She's
was weird.
almost twice she's like twice his age. So
And he's
what's
supposed to be in
that
college,
about?
just about to graduate.
Yeah, he's 21. Paris is what, 40, 41? How y'all know each other? And Diana, but see, Diana, I'm looking at you too because you're like, oh, I know Kathy as Paris's mother, so I know her more as a stricter figure. I'm like, how you know? I want to know how you know Paris too.
Because Paris was caught up in that Epstein stuff. Paris was real young. I think because remember, Paris isn't a high school graduate, and that's not a shade. She got her GED, but remember after she went to the school, she was out here in New York cutting up and acting a fool, and there's
Right.
Maxwell and Epstein, because Epstein took a liking to Paris. Now, I'm not saying he did anything, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm looking. That's why I was looking at Diane. Like, back
Yeah,
up,
I did think that was
Diane.
weird too.
Did you and Paris used to party together at one point?
I also think they
Was,
probably ran
was
the same
Paris
circles, like
was
money
Paris one of your,
circles.
right? But was Paris one of your recruits? Were you trying to recruit Paris
Those
at
are
one point?
different circles because, what is it? Diana wanted to be like, not like Caroline, but an actual woman of class and dignity. And the Europeans just were not letting her have it.
Yes.
So she went to celebrity. Those are just different circles.
Wait, which is
Right, but
also
it's
my point
interesting.
about how people see like Diana and Sutton in the sense of like, because I thought people also forget that Crystal's Diana's friend, and Crystal's like talking about they've been hanging out and like she's a part of the glitterati and all that kind of stuff. So
Well,
when I'm
Crystal
like, people
used to be a prostitute too, allegedly.
Oh
that's
Lord.
yes, but in the sense of like people are all like, oh, Rinna put Diana up to this. I'm like, I feel like Rinna and Crystal put Diana up to this. I'm just saying for me personally. But yeah, I like you can see how much I get annoyed with her. If you are Nuva Reach and you love me, Nuva Reach, be that. Don't come in your confessions acting like you don't care about money. But then every time we turn around, you're talking about Elton John and X, Y, and Z and showing your photos and giving us in your basement with all the extra clothes, even though the only thing you ever seem to wear are tracksuits.
But I have a problem with
Yeah, that was a setup. That
the
whole
Nuva,
charity thing was a setup.
Nuva Reach being considered something like bad. Because I'm sorry, are we going to talk about how Old Money made their money through slavery and
No, I'm
exploitation?
fine with her being Nuva
So-
Reach. I just don't like the fact that she acts like she doesn't care about money.
Well, of course she has to act that way. She was a prostitute. She can't come up here and say, I was sucking penis in the back alley, licking it up.
Allegedly.
That payment was
Allegedly.
Right, allegedly.
Allegedly.
She can't be saying that. She got to say, oh, I don't even know what a price tag is. It's like how Phaedra Parks was an attorney, but she out here married to a felon. Like, girl.
Oof.
I think is what it is with Diana is because, and I hope I put this properly. Like she gives you the stereotype of nouveau riche Euro trash. Like she plays into that stereotype with the accent and the whole look. She's giving. I think what it is. She gives you like Dollar General Anna Nicole, and people are not here
Don't
for it.
disrespect Dollar General like that. She's Walmart. Dollar General. Please. She's Walmart in the morning, not brush teeth with pajamas. Don't disrespect Dollar General like that. People go classy to Dollar General.
I mean, that's the thing with Diana. She gives that stereotype, and it's off-putting, especially when you say nouveau. Like I think who said it? Was it Kyra? Like she said nouveau riche, like it's a bad thing, and it's not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing when you lean into it, like you act like you don't have money. Ma'am, you were married for like what 20-something years. You was rich then, so you're not really nouveau riche to me. You just got you a nice fat settlement, and shout out to you. And we want money on Beverly Hills, though. That's not a bad thing. We just don't like your attitude.
Well, because also her rich is not entertaining. I'm sorry. The people are going up because she sent people ahead of her on trips. And I'm just like, but they didn't really do anything. All they did was hang clothes. I'm like, it would have been something if like they did aromatherapy in the room, if she had her own personal sheets and they changed the bed and other things. All they did was put her clothes up in the room. And it seems really like they're there for security purposes.
Right.
That she doesn't want to talk about.
Sutton's rich is more entertaining to me because when she had to go to the accountant and see how much she could spend on her new car. To me, that's entertaining because she's like, I had to go to accountant and he let me on my budget.
Of Kim, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, although Kim has a problematic, she just brought me back to when housewives used to spend money. Remember when Kim went to the dealership and just spent it, and it just reminds
calling
Right.
Big Papa on the phone to get the car.
Right.
That's
like
true.
she reminds me of old Kim and Teresa, meaning like how they just used to spend money and just was like, how much is it? Okay, swipe.
Well,
Teresa,
but again, it's
100 grand in
fun.
cash.
What?
Cash.
Not cash. We don't need the cash. But even like I don't think her style is not my style. But I can see it being couture. She was just at Paris Couture Fashion Week all up on the. So for me, I'm like, she's actually living that life. She's just not, because I feel like people also don't understand, like, you can be around all the celebrities you want and still be broke, which is why sometimes I question about Diana, because Diana getting sued by employees. I mean, yeah, her employees getting sued by the black security guard. Her energy drink was on the show at her event. She got sued for that, for the FTC, for false advertisement. So
The bar was a whole product placement. And I
product
was just
placement
like,
Right.
gross.
for a company you got
Diana
sued for.
reminds me of? She reminds me of Sonia Morgan. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some foolishness in her past.
Of course, and with Diana, I think she's what we want in a housewife. You got the money, you got the house, you got the cool family. Like Diana's like what you would think would fit in so well with housewives, but it's just her attitude. It's just terrible. Let me put it this way: I do not like her with the girls. No, with her family, she's cool, but that's not what a housewife makes. You can't
But
just
there's
be good
lies.
with just your family.
I don't
So
think
she's
I think Diana, even though people hate her, I think we need her another season, because I think the issue is the girls need to have all the same amount of money. Like, when somebody has more money, it's always problematic.
Well, not really. Here's why: because Lisa Vanderpump had more money, and it was no problem. I think with Diana, I have a feeling that Lisa Rinna got in her ear, and I'm gonna stand by that one.
But,
That Lisa
but
Rinna got into her
Vanderpump
ear.
had Adrian, who made the same amount, so it was equally yoked.
Oh,
And then she
you just
had
need.
Mohammed,
Oh,
and then she had Yolanda, who done, like, like, there's not enough people on this show. Listen, when I mean money, I mean, if you lost this show,
even.
you wouldn't have to go back to credit card scamming.
So basically, what you're saying, you need to have two people at the top who are at even playing field.
But we do. We have Sun and
need-
Diana.
Send
I
Diana.
need people
Yeah,
that
I
make at
agree.
least $5.8 million a year. I need a house in Malibu and a house in Beverly Hills. I don't want to see Real Housewives of the Valley.
Sorry.
Like, the Valley is beautiful, but I need 90210, baby. I need to see a plastic surgeon again. I need to see them going shopping and everybody spend $1 million all together.
But see, they never did that.
Bobby misses the days when Lisa used to walk across. No, Adrian used to walk across the street to Lisa Vanderpump's house. That's what you missed. And then you had Camille.
Fine. Yes,
And
it
you
was
had
one
Camille.
time.
You had Camille. You had Camille.
Out in Malibu
Camille
at
had
the
money
estate.
too.
Right.
She got 40
Okay,
million.
Bobby, you have a point. There were more people who, in general, had around the same amount of money, and Kyle was the brokest one. Because I also feel like people forget that Kyle was like one of the brokest ones, and she had to
Taylor
scheme
was
and
the brokest one.
scam to work. Huh?
Taylor was the
yeah,
brokest one.
Taylor. I'm
And
thinking about Kyle
Brandy.
because she's still on the show, so I forgot about the rest of them.
I
Yeah,
remember when they went to Taylor's birthday party for her daughter, and they acted like it was Party City, and she had spent $60,000. That's what I needed.
Right. They really did though.
They acted like it was a Party City, and they were serving Domino's pizza and some drinks in the cooler. They really acted a fool.
Those were the days though. Those were the golden years of Beverly Hills.
Before they start to do this one-on-one attack, everyone has to go for the one person in the group. Ugh.
Right. I'm actually locked in her
Yeah, I
refrigerator.
agree. I think it's gotten nasty over the time. I think that, taking people down and I think it's gotten nasty. I think that we have come away from the opulence of like the whole 90210. I did like the fact that they were buying expensive things, and we, things that some of us had never seen before, and seeing like how these parties would be set up, and the parties cost them lots of money. And I do miss that. Season 1, season 2 of almost every franchise that we've had, I miss. That was like
I feel like New York never showed rich people. I was looking at the apartments and
they didn't.
I was like,
Nah,
and
they
there's
didn't.
a lot of people in New York who want to be famous, so they could have found it.
But New York wasn't supposed to be a Housewives franchise though. It was supposed to be a completely different show, but it just happened to turn into a Housewives because, like, okay, this is New York. We could expand it off of the Real Housewives of New Orange County. That's how that happened. Because New York was this was not supposed to be a franchise at that time.
And can we be honest about Beverly Hills? I know everybody loves her, but I'm over Garcelle. If you're not gonna sit
And
like, 'cause
next,
you lost the real check. I'm hoping that now she lost the real check, we could see some good, acting, like, because Rena be acting for the cameras.
Well, but I
well,
also feel like people don't give, because sometimes some of the Black people, like in the conversations around Garcelle and like her money, all that kinds of bothers me, because I rather Garcelle, because I feel also sometimes Garcelle underplays how much money she makes. Like people act like she has not been acting, or that she doesn't have a first look producer
right,
deal with NBC Universal. And for me, I'd rather her slightly underplay her money versus being a Dorit and an Eric and all this kind of stuff. And later on,
well,
we come to find out all these different, lawsuits and financial issues, because first of all, the women don't talk about financial issues, but if Garcelle had a financial problem, those women would run her into the ground about it.
right.
Listen, I'm
And let's
also
be honest.
thrifty, but Garcelle, come on. Like, do you see the fashion? Come on. Like, you could do better at Banana Republic. I just hate what she has on all the time. Her birthday
I
outfit.
do hate that. On Instagram, she looks really cute though, so I really don't know what she's
Right.
doing in the show. Because on Instagram, she be serving the looks. But on the show, I don't know what happened.
I'm like you on the show. Sometimes I think that she be doing some friends a favor. I like. Okay, I'll wear this on the show to give you some publicity to help you out. I really feel that way sometimes because, like you just said, Kyra, like you compare her Instagram looks to her show looks. You're like, these aren't the same people.
Yeah, Instagram, Jesus Christ. Also, one other point, especially the people we discussed before, and my mom's from Jamaica, and I know it's from the Caribbean. I also find it interesting that Diana does not make her culture fun. She only uses it as a mean to explain why she's like violent or angry. She does not make it fun. I feel like
Right.
Garcelle, we got a nice Haitian dinner. Crystal is, had shown us fashion and food. Diana has yet to show us anything, even though she talks about it every episode.
Okay,
But
I want to say this.
Eastern Europeans are different. They're seen as very
True.
rude to people when you first meet them, because remember, they've gone through strife. They've gone through wars and things, so they're very rigid. The food is not bad, but it's too much potatoes and sauerkrauts for me. Like, that's not what I like to eat. I like my sazon and adobo, and I like my Caribbean food. But
Curry goat.
it's just part of her culture to be not rude, to be harsh and very
abrupt.
I don't know. That's
I
not
was
true.
more so
Because
talking about
I've
how
met a
she
lot of
displays it.
nice Eastern European people. That's not. No, I've met a lot of nice. She's just using this as
I'm
a
not
weapon.
saying they're not
I don't
nice,
like
but
that.
I'm saying they are
Yeah.
She's just using this as a weapon.
No, well,
I'm gonna say this.
I'm gonna go with Ablavi on this. It's not that they're rude; they're just abrupt and they cut to the chase. There's no flowery.
But she's using it as a weapon. Like, that's how we are, and that's Americans are like that too. But we, there's some Americans.
My main point wasn't
she's been living in America for a long time.
No, she hasn't. She just came.
Real quick. I have to say this. Never thought I would say this, but it's time for Dorit to go. I'm sorry, Dorit.
I've been saying this. Jamal, you are behind.
I'm sorry, Dorit. Here's the reason why. Dorit, we keep you on the show for one reason. One reason, since we'll never see you arrested for scamming on TV. We keep you for the fashions. And you've been giving me confessional non-realness this whole way through. And you haven't been giving me the looks on screen. So I'm not sure if your brand deals fell through or your partnerships weren't renewed, but I can't have you on my screen not looking your best all the time like you've been doing previous seasons. So Dorit, unless we see PK in handcuffs at the end of the season, I don't need you to come back next season. I don't. You can't give me none confessionals every single week. And you can't be crying about your PTSD and the robbery every single week. Not everything can go back to that. I mean, we've seen you robbed. We've seen you in therapy. I need this to be tied up 3 episodes ago so we can see what else y'all going on. I need to see the next house you're moving into. I'm going to need to see how you're going to sell this house and who actually owns the house.
Not them.
I need to see if you still own Beverly Beach. That's what I need to see. I'm sorry. She's giving us nothing. because
I think it's. Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just think it's weird how they basically caught the robbers for Marlo's, her robbers, but they haven't caught Dorit's. I just think that's so weird.
Right, and you see how quickly they got the Candy's house? Real quick, they just went swoop clean over. They have the
Okay.
police there. The police talk to him, and you gotta go, sir.
So I don't know if I ever caught on Dorit's robbery. Okay. First of all, this was not her first robbery. She was at home though. I'm confused though. If this is your new home after you've been robbed beforehand. Why don't you have a security system where you can turn it on and people can still walk inside of your house, but if something comes into the house, it goes off. Also, if you have all these magnificent windows, there are alarm systems that are attached to the window and they go off when the window is broken. Why do you not have those? Also, if these people took
you need
one of
to
the
tell
kind
Teddy-
things.
You need to tell Teddy Milliken's husband why his security systems don't work.
Well, they said it wasn't him. So
It
I'm
wasn't
not
him
even going
this
to put you
time.
into this. I'm going to say just Dorit and PK alone, it does not make sense that you've already been robbed before and you don't have these kind of basic things, especially since around that area, people were robbing people a lot. So it does not make sense to me how you have these giant windows and you don't have window breaker alarms on them. Also, if they took one of the kind things, it is interesting then because they look like amateurs to me, but you have to be a professional to get rid of one of the kind things. Also, how did they not steal her wedding ring?
Because it's not worth anything.
Allegedly.
She wears I thought y'all knew that. Like they wear fake jewelry and then they have the real one in.
Well,
Right,
again,
yeah,
when they should have taken it, she should have said, "Oh my God, they took my wedding." So those kind of things are interesting. And also, what robber is like taking your cell phone and then gonna put on the flash and then leave it in front of the house? That just did.
Listen, her and PK had to do what they had to do to get that insurance claim, and they figure, when the time comes, they'll say they sorry, like Jen Shaw, and get a little 14 months in prison.
Well, there is
Here's
the
the thing, though.
inconsistency with the guns, though, because there's
yes.
no mention of the guns in the police report, but on this show, there was guns everywhere.
Here's the thing with this, though. I just Googled, was Dorit jewelry robbed, blah, blah, blah. It says Real Housewives star Dorit robbed of bags, jewelry at Encino home. Here's the thing. If they stole bags, like that can be true. Okay. Let me back up. Provided the bags are real. No offense, Dorit. No offense. Provided the bags are real. If the bags are real, like I'm sure they're registered with the serial number, right?
Yes.
So if they're ever sold, they can be traced back. And ma'am, we better not be seeing you with the them handbags come out if you get another season. I'm just saying if they're real.
This reminds me of Kim K and Kyle that sat there and told all these things about getting robbed, and a few years later they were taking pictures with their jewelry again because they forgot they told the world they got robbed.
Yep, I remember that. Yep.
Oh, child.
So I just.
We're getting close.
What is she gonna do though? Like Dorit isn't making fashions. Remember, she came on as a swimsuit.
See,
you know who they should get on this show? That girl Lily from Shaw's of Sunset.
Yes.
I love a Persian housewife on Beverly Hills.
But I think she would do well on this show because she was a little bit too accomplished for the people on Shaw's. That's not a dig.
Why not bring on Ava's mom,
Rachel Roy?
Yeah, so that she could rescue her child out of that house.
Oh, allegedly. Yes. I clutched my pearls when I saw a child of African ancestry because she by African ancestry on that couch. I was like, girl, what are you doing in that house?
No, I don't feel bad. Listen, with Rachel Roy, she can't do nothing with her. She don't want no press. Remember when they thought she was Becky with the good hair? And how they went off on her?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Kimora Lee, and I want her to talk about her is it her ex-husband or just her play husband?
Well, he was always a play husband because he was never divorced.
I want her to talk.
She was never divorced from who?
Her current husband. He actually never divorced his ex-wife. So when he got married to Kimora, he was still married to the other wife.
Oops.
Oh, I thought that was just like gossip.
No. They had the emails because he was pretending to be the ex-wife, emailing her about like, yes, we're over and da-da-da.
And he asked the ex-wife
was acting a fool.
for $1 million for her house in Beverly Hills. So technically, his ex-wife owns her house as well.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was not. No. They had emails and him faking being people, contacting Kimura, talking about how like she was just in a car crash, and that's why because Kimura had invited her on like a family vacation, and he had sent an email. I was just in an accident. I'm sorry, I can't come. All kinds of things.
And she spent $44 million of Russell's money to keep him out of jail. So I would love to see this.
Oh my goodness.
Because
All
she's
right.
fame attention seeking, and we know Baby Fat ain't selling nowhere.
Oh my God.
That's true. That's true.
Guys, thanks for joining us today. This has been awesome. We really appreciate you.
I wanted to ask you something. Did you see 90 Day UK?
No, I couldn't
No.
find it. I couldn't find it on Discovery Plus. Oh, bye, Ebony.
Bye, bye, Ebony.
You didn't find it? Why could I find? Maybe I got it on the wrong one, but I could have sworn it said July 24th or July something.
Yes.
Yes,
They are promoting it. Yeah.
I also want to know, because I haven't been watching 90 Day. I'm done with that show. Once Kobe said he was a Nigerian prince, I said okay. I mean, not a Cameroonian prince. I said okay. Now we going too far with the storyline.
Yeah, no.
But how was Family Chantel? Because do y'all think this divorce is real? Because I'm not sure if I should get in this season. I just don't know.
I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't watched it either. I saw some of it, but not all of it.
But I mean, like, through the show, do you think this divorce is real, or you think they're gonna play a got you next season?
That's gonna be. Here's my opinion. And I'm going back to the money part, which is what the big part. He said why he's getting divorced. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss $257 out of any account, let alone $257K. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was doubting it until the money accusation. But I'm still waiting for the okie doke, though. I haven't gotten over last season.
What happened to Marrying Millions?
Oof.
They're laying low until Bill's situation plays itself out or passes. Either way.
Because I haven't seen Brianna anywhere. Is she still with the Crypt Creeper?
Isn't he in jail, or is he out on bond?
He's in jail still.
Okay, so yeah, she's laying low.
Okay, and then the last one, because I know we do the TLC. Is A Mama's Boy good? Because I watched the first episode and I was so weirded out by that man spanking his mom's behind.
Yeah, this season is very creepy. I can't even watch it.
And then Seeking Sister Wives. Is the black girl still there? Because I watched the first episode and I forgot.
She dumped him.
When she dumped him?
She dumped him because she felt like she would have no say so in a relationship. It would be all their way or the highway, and that's not for her because she's ambitious and she has goals. So she dumped him.
Is TLC in a slump right now? Like, I feel like all their shows ain't, popping.
They're in a slump. They oversaturated themselves. That's what they did. That's their main issue.
Bravo is like our shows now, and then One Housewife is coming back, which is Potomac, right? That's the one that's coming back.
Oh, thank the Lord! I miss my girls.
Because I think which one should be over soon? Beverly Hills, right? That should be over in another month, right?
I thought it's supposed to be like a 22 or 24, and we're on episode like 10. Wait, 11.
Yeah.
So then that maybe Dubai, because they only have 10 episodes, right?
Yeah, Dubai's gonna be short. Dubai short because
I think they already filmed the reunion because Annie was asking about the reunion questions.
Yeah, last week they filmed it.
And then the weddings next week.
I am so here for Miami. I really do want Dubai to go to Peacock because I think Peacock could do better with the show than Bravo.
Oh, why? Oh, I know we're running out of time because you guys have you're 4.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna watch your Dubai. I will say I'm very disappointed. I was thinking it was gonna be like Aladdin and Jasmine, and I'm getting 7-Eleven.
It was a knockoff Coachella in the desert. This 12,000 dress that looks like it came from Windsor. Ugh.
I'm sorry. When Caroline got mad at Ayan's dress.
Save it.
Let's go.
Save it. We're going to throw down in the next hour.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. See you at the top of the hour.
All right.
Okay. All right. So Jamal, get your game on. We're gonna we're going to come right back here at the top of the hour. Bring your notes for Real Housewives of Dubai. You guys have been awesome in the live chat. Kimora the home wrecker. My God, let's finish off with this. Kimora the home wrecker. And Jamal, any final thoughts on Beverly Hills?
No, we're good. It was an okay episode. Nothing fantastic, nothing tragic, but they're following the format of playing everything at the end, like you said. So,
Yeah. Ladies, thanks for joining us on the panel, and hope to see everyone soon in a couple of minutes. Until next time, Jamal.
of course.
All right, y'all. Bye.